After Jesus was born in Bethlehem village, Judah territory, this was during Herod's kingship, a band of scholars arrived in Jerusalem from the east. They asked around, "Where can we find and pay homage to the newborn King of the Jews? We observed a star in the eastern sky that signaled his birth. We're on a pilgrimage to worship him." When word of his inquiry got to Herod, he was terrified. And not Herod alone, but most of Jerusalem as well. Herod lost no time. He gathered all the high priests and religious scholars in the city together and asked, "Where is the Messiah supposed to be born?" They told him, "Bethlehem, Judah territory. The prophet Micah wrote it plainly. It's you, Bethlehem, in Judah's land, no longer bringing up the rear. From you will come the leader who will shepherd rule my people, my Israel." Herod then arranged a secret meeting with the scholars from the east, pretending to be as devout as they were. He got them to tell them exactly where the birth announcement star appeared. Then he told them the prophecy from Bethlehem and said, "Go find this child, leave no stone unturned, and as soon as you find him, bring word and I'll join you at once in your worship." Instructed by the king, they set off. Then the star appeared again, the same star they had seen in the eastern skies. It led them on until it hovered above the place of the child. They could hardly contain themselves. They were in the right place. They arrived at the right time. They entered the house and saw the child in the arms of Mary, his mother. Overcome, they kneeled and worshipped him. They had opened their luggage and presented gifts, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. In a dream, they were warned not to report back to Herod, so they worked out another route, left the territory without being seen, and returned to their own country.
We call them the Three Kings, but they probably weren't kings, and chances are there were more than three of them. And, as you've seen, they're not necessarily particularly wise or all men. But when Matthew records in his Gospel about the visits, he calls them Magi from the East. If they were anything like the Magi recorded in the book of Daniel, they were mystical enchanters, pagan priests, astrologers, fortune tellers. And if the shepherds felt like outsiders, then these Magi must have been as far away from God as the East is from the West. But when God shows up, everything changes. Because God's great love for everyone, and by his amazing grace, God spoke in a way that the Magi could understand, using their language, their culture, even their pagan faith. So the Lord who made all the stars in the sky put a star just in the right place for the Magi to find and point them towards the newborn king. They got the message as clear as if the angel Gabriel himself had appeared to them. Not only did they believe, but they took that step of faith along that journey. A journey so long, it would have made Mary and Joseph's trip from Nazareth to Bethlehem feel like a trip to the corner shops. And as we all know, they put their money where their mouth was, bringing gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Expensive, lavish, luxurious gifts, gifts fit for a king. The Magi made costly sacrifices of time and money and energy in search of the newborn king. But when they found Jesus, they discovered that being in the presence of the Son of God was worth so much more than they could have ever dreamt or imagined. For the first time in their lives, they worshipped the one true living God who created all the stars in the sky. See, Jesus didn't just come for the holy and the righteous, those who feel they're good enough to be Christians. Jesus came for everyone, far and wide, all around the world and right next door. He speaks into every culture, every language, every situation. No matter how far you feel from God right now, Jesus was born for you. He lived for you. He gave his life for you. And today, God invites you to come. Come and know the favour of God, just as Mary found favour in the eyes of God. Come and know the joy and the peace of God, just as the shepherds found joy and peace around Jesus. Come and know that God calls those from far and near, coming to come draw near and worship him for the very first time. This day come and know Christ, the newborn King.